Famous felines across alternate timelines. These are Neko artifacts. Across the infinite branches of the echo web, cats appear again and again, not just as pets, but as symbols, guides, and witnesses to impossible history. Some were real, some were fictional. All were beloved in the timelines they came from. These are the famous felines of the Echo archive. Both Echo witness-level cats, real, and Echo fictional cats we never had in our timeline. Echo witness-level real cats from alternate timelines. Charlemagne the Shelter King from Echo LA, 1997. A white rescue cat adopted by artists in South Central. Became a symbol of resistance after 9/11, helping people locate lost objects and avoid emotional landmines. He often slept near speakers playing Miles Davis. Timeline name: Echo LA 1997, the Urban Veil Circuit. Point of divergence: April 29, 1992. The LA uprising's emotional epicenter synchronizes with a veil-thin moment following the Rodney King verdict, allowing subtle harmonic shifts to emerge in the consciousness of the city's artists and displaced youth. Alternate timeline history. In this world, the energy released during the LA uprising triggered a resonance event centered in South Central. The rage, grief, and creativity of the local population coalesced into a thin psychic undercurrent known as the Urban Veil Circuit, an ambient network of emotional echoes that certain sensitive individuals could interact with. Charlemagne, a white rescue cat adopted by a collective of street artists and urban mystics, became an unintentional navigator of these circuits. He was able to detect zones of emotional distortion, called landmines by the locals, guiding people to avoid danger or find lost objects and people. After the 9/11 attacks in 2001, which occurred in this timeline but led to introspective mourning rather than war, Charlemagne's quiet presence at vigils and memorial graffiti sites helped unify fractured communities. His affinity for sleeping near speakers playing Miles Davis became symbolic of resonant healing through jazz, and he was immortalized in murals alongside other icons of peace and clarity. Cultural ripples. LA became a semi-autonomous art city commune by 2010. With ambient music and street murals treated as forms of governance and healing. Veil-sensitive children began being born in large numbers in Echo LA after 2005. The phrase "White Cat Miles Mode" entered global slang to describe a moment of quiet insight during chaos. Magnificat, Vatican Echo 1963. A silver tabby who wandered the Vatican gardens. After saving Pope Luciani during an assassination attempt, she was considered divine and painted into secret chapel murals. Some called her the Papal Familiar. Timeline. Name: Vatican Echo 1963. The Hidden Garden Doctrine. Point of divergence: October 9, 1958. Pope Pius XII dies a day early, leading to a secret conclave reshuffle. Cardinal Luciani is elevated to influence years earlier, placing the church on a divergent mystical track. Alternate timeline history. In this version of the Vatican's 20th century, spiritual politics took an unexpected turn when young Cardinal Albino Luciani was allowed greater influence over doctrine and internal culture. A silver tabby, later named Magnificat, began appearing around the Vatican gardens in 1961. She routinely entered restricted areas without resistance, once walking directly across a closed conclave session. In 1963, a cloaked assailant attempted to poison Luciani during a private evening walk in the gardens. Magnificat lunged at the man, clawing his face and alerting guards. Luciani survived and declared publicly that the cat had been sent by Saint Francis himself. After this, murals began to appear in secret areas of the Apostolic Palace, showing a silver cat alongside angels, protecting humanity from corruption and illusion. The faithful whispered that Magnificat was not merely a cat, but an echo being, sent to shield the church from inner decay. Cultural ripples. Vatican II, though still held, leaned toward mystic and natural theology. A lost gospel of the garden was quietly added to apocryphal readings by 1965. Catholic mystics began praying to both saints and guardians, including the Papal Familiar as a mediator of hidden truths. After her death, assumed in 1970, a paw print appeared in Luciani's personal Bible next to the passage, "And the meek shall inherit the earth." Calico Tesla. Post-worldwide divergence. 1919 to 1945. Nikola Tesla's companion in this timeline. She reportedly reacted to electrical pulses and vanished just days before a dimensional rupture. Tesla claims she feared what even I could not measure. Timeline. Name: Post-worldwide divergence. Ether break 1919. Point of divergence: November 1918. A delayed ceasefire by 6 days allows a German prototype energy weapon to discharge across a Belgian ley line, disrupting the Earth's natural magnetic grid for 3.4 seconds. Alternate timeline history. The minor temporal rift caused by the German prototype altered several global phenomena. Most notably, it affected Nikola Tesla's etheric research. In this world, Tesla's theories of non-Hertzian energy and dimensional harmonics gained scientific interest rather than ridicule. Tesla adopted a calico stray he named Shani, short for Shanidar, a Neolithic reference. Shani began reacting erratically to electrical disturbances and sometimes hissed at invisible entities during lab experiments. Tesla believed her to be tuned to frequencies just above man's cognition. In 1942, just days before a planned dimensional experiment involving synchronized Earth-Venus wave harmonics, Shani vanished mid-step, her tail visibly disintegrating into static. Tesla wept for 3 days and canceled the experiment, stating, "She knew. She left because I was wrong." Cultural ripples. The Philadelphia experiment was based on Tesla's suppressed 1942 schematics from this timeline, but failed catastrophically in our own. In 1944, a group of mathematicians formed the Calico theorem, a theory suggesting that animals perceive dimensional bleed-through long before humans can measure it. Shani's final recorded resting place, a coiled sleeping spot on a copper Tesla coil, is now a protected site in this world's World Science Temple, a UNESCO equivalent dedicated to sacred science. Echo famous felines across alternate timelines. Of fictional cats we never had. Nixieclaw. Tail whiskers. The Moon Library, 1998. A black eclipse cat who guards a floating library on the moon. Speaks only during eclipses. Protects the scroll of forgotten dreams. Voiced by Imelda Staunton. Alternate history. In this timeline, a UK-Japan co-production boom in the late 90s led to a surge in metaphysical children's animation. After the success of The Last Star Witch, several BBC creatives began exploring cosmic themes with emotional depth. Tail Whiskers aired on late-night educational blocks, funded partly by literacy programs. It became a cult classic among gifted children and librarians. Tumbleton, Children of the Roof, 2001. Echo BBC. A fat orange alley cat who guides 3 children across surreal rooftops in a magic version of London. Eats words to silence evil spirits. Alternate history. Following the mild success of The Borrower's revival, the BBC greenlit several darker children's miniseries between 1999 and 2004. Children of the Roof stood out for its quiet emotional tone and subtle horror elements. It was filmed on real London rooftops using practical effects and low lighting, and Tumbleton's character was voiced live on set by a puppeteer rather than dubbed, giving him uncanny charm. Sir Mews-A-Lot. Nightlight Chronicles, 1983–94. An armored tabby who rides a squirrel and wields a thorn blade. Fought villains in a fantasy cartoon known for themes of bravery and loyalty. Alternate history. After his daughter drowned in a pool in 1979, which never happened here, cartoonist Howard Bryson channeled his grief into a heroic animated saga centered on kindness, courage, and remembrance. Nightlight Chronicles ran alongside He-Man and Thundercats, but prioritized emotional growth over violence. The show was known for its quiet episodes on grief, loyalty, and standing alone. Its reruns became a source of comfort to children facing loss. Velvet. Velvet's 9 Lives, 1996 Tokyo manga. A gothic girl reincarnated as a black cat every time she dies. 9 volumes. She slowly regains human memories. Deeply influential in Echo manga circles. Alternate history. During the Gothic bloom era of 90s Tokyo manga, 1993–1999, emotionally rich stories began dominating shelves, blending horror with identity. Velvet's 9 Lives was serialized in Dark Petal Monthly, often compared to The Sandman for its melancholic lyricism. It gained a cult following among girls who felt out of step with the world. Though it never got an anime, fan-made OVAs circulated underground. Cinnabomb. S'more Wars 2012 parody film. A genetically engineered ginger bomb-sniffing cat who just wants hugs. Tragic, comic, and unforgettable. His sacrifice made adult viewers cry. Alternate history. In this timeline, a wave of self-aware, heartstring-pulling animated parodies surged after 2010. S'more Wars, a surreal blend of Pixar sincerity and Mel Brooks absurdity, was one such film. Cinnabomb's character, voiced by a gentle-voiced former war vet, became an internet icon, and his final scene is still used in media literacy classes to teach emotional foreshadowing. Merch sales funded real animal rescue efforts. The Seventh Tale. Whispers of the Willowgate, 2019 RPG. A mythic Japanese cat whose 7 tails each represent a truth of the world. A beloved non-player character. You must earn her trust to learn the final name. Alternate history. From an alternate Japan where the indie RPG scene flourished post-2013, Whispers of the Willowgate was a hauntingly quiet PS4 title with no combat. Only conversation, exploration, and choice. Inspired by Shinto folklore and ambient grief, the seventh tale character was created after the lead dev lost their mother. The game's success led to a quiet renaissance of slow, contemplative games in that world. Catrielle, Professor Layton Echo series. In this version of the game, the professor's daughter is a monocled, shape-shifting cat who solves crimes and drinks milk from antique cups. She also has a riddle addiction. Alternate history. In a parallel version of Level 5's canon, the Layton franchise leaned hard into surrealism after the original trilogy. Catrielle, envisioned as a whimsical nod to Alice in Wonderland, helped reinvigorate the series with feline mystery and poetic logic. The timeline's localization team preserved her layered riddle speak, and she became a beloved cosplay figure in Tokyo's cafe scenes by 2017. Mr. Whim, Parchment Alley, 1962–85. A tuxedo cat living in an impossible bookstore that rearranges itself. Helps children find the books they're missing from inside. Never adapted here, but adored in its timeline. Alternate history. This series aired in an alternate Britain where children's television remained gentle, eerie, and poetic well into the 1980s. Parchment Alley was written by a group of former librarians and folklorists, with episodes often based on obscure fairy tales or half-lost urban myths. Mr. Whim, the cat guide of the shifting bookstore, became symbolic of the book you need when you're lost. The show's finale was never aired, the tape rumored to be hidden in a library attic. In every world that still remembers how to dream, the cat remains a symbol of threshold walking, slipping between realms, rubbing against the veil. Whether mythic or mundane, these felines are more than characters or companions. They are echo keys, memory keepers, resonant lives. Some walked beside popes, some rode squirrels. Some just curled up beside a speaker and reminded us where we came from. These are Neko artifacts, and they remember you too.